We're still going to be part of the community. The community will still be able to access the facility and enjoy some of the facilities that we have here on the base. We love being great neighbors. We love reaching out to the community. We're part of that community. Okay, we may be your noisiest neighbors, but we hope you understand, and we do this, as you can hear some of the helicopters in the background. It's important thing. It's important training. It's important stuff. We currently have over 700, right now, 700 airmen and soldiers deployed overseas, using the training that they got here to defend our freedoms overseas. So it's important work. We appreciate your support. I'll now turn it over to Colonel Hefner, our garrison commander, to give you some other details.
General said, good morning everybody and welcome to Fort Indiantown Gap, the busiest National Guard training center in the country. Thank you for being here, and after hearing Congressman Dent's announcement, I'm sure you're aware there are going to be some changes coming to Fort Indiantown Gap. These changes have been discussed throughout our community, both in our environmental assessment in 2012 and recently during our latest joint land use study in 2015, and are vital to our continued operation here for the Pennsylvania National Guard. I want to assure all of you that one thing will not change, and that is our enduring commitment and our partnership with the local community. The installation has been an integral part of Lebanon and Dauphin County communities since our establishment in 1933. Together, we have seen the training change here from horse-drawn artillery pieces and spring-loaded rifles to the sophisticated electronic weapons of today's military. Together, we have welcomed refugees from Cuba and Vietnam and helped them resettle here. Together, we have ensured the deployments of our young men and women in World War II, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and together, we have mourned their losses. This latest chapter in the evolution of Fort Indiantown Gap brings some inconveniences. People who have been long used to driving through our post and accessing our facilities using a certain route might need to alter their long-established routes. When arriving at our new access control points, individuals may be asked to show identification during periods of heightened security postures. No, it may not be convenient, but changes in growth can be difficult. This process is going to take a long time, and we are only in the first step of the process. I want to assure everyone that certain things will not change. The public areas of the installation will remain accessible. The museum, community club, and hunting and fishing programs will remain in place. Albeit certain procedures may necessitate change, we will continue to be good neighbors and notify members of the public about the important changes and developments that may impact them. Some may wonder why this is happening and why now. It is paramount for our continued operation that our installation must match other installations around the world in regards to its force protection, as ensuring the security of our most valuable asset, and that's the people that work here at Fort Indiantown Gap. These initiatives will allow us to continue doing what we do best, train those who protect us. Whether it's our fellow service members, our law enforcement personnel, or first responders, together with the community and the entire Fort Indiantown Gap team, we will continue to maintain our #1 status as the most utilized National Guard training center in the country. I want to thank everyone from the community for their enduring support of all of us here at Fort Indiantown Gap. It means so much to all of us working here. And I want to thank Congressman Dent for his enduring support to our installation's long-term viability. Thank you. You have the funding. Actually, once we have the funding, we're looking at getting some funding in the near future to start design for the installation. But again, that design process is just one step in the process. To go through the process, I don't see us starting construction until well into the end of FY17, fiscal year 17 or early 18. So you're not going to see fences and access control points going up on Fort Indiantown Gap tomorrow. It's going to be a process, and through the entire process, we'll ensure that the community is involved. I keep very close ties with all the township supervisors from East Hanover, Lebanon, East Hanover, Dauphin, and Union Township. So our community outreach, we're at all the township meetings, and we will ensure that the public knows as we go through the process and what the gates are going to be as things start happening for the access control points in the secure perimeter. Any other questions? Yeah, Joel.
Will there ever be times when the gates will be open and you won't be showing ID and things like that, or will it always have some?
They'll always, Joanne, I think there's always going to be some form of ID. Us asking for ID, and I'll tell you why. Why not mitigate the threat before the threat gets on the installation? We're mitigating that threat at the installation, on the outermost levels of the installation. We're doing it early enough that we don't have the threat enter the installation. Again, like I said, everything's going to be open to the public that was open before. We have a huge hunting program here. Our conservation club is made up of all the members of the surrounding community. They do us a great service. They spend long hours contributing their own personal time to doing things here on Fort Indiantown Gap. I'll tell you what, a lot of my community pool business in the summer is from the community. People are using the installation pool because it's the closest one to their homes. So stuff like that is always going to be available to the community. It's just during times of heightened awareness that people aren't going to be able to access the facility. But other than that, I mean, and from my standpoint, right now, as we're sitting here, you all realize how busy Fisher Avenue is, okay? Controlling that traffic flow along Fisher Avenue, which is the main artery through the installation, it's just much safer for the personnel that work on the installation. So from that standpoint, I don't see, as far as from a community aspect, much changing.
And will it extend down to the National Cemetery, or will it be on this side of the?
I don't want to talk particulars of the plan, Joellen, because I just rather, for security reasons, not talk particulars of the plan. But you will be able to access the cemetery, no problem.